one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, man, you do something about it, because you can.
This story comes to us from NBC News. Canine story, where an Ohio canine officer is under investigation after police body camera video captured the officer's dog appearing to attack a man on his stomach with his hands behind his back, according to authorities.
Now, this happened yesterday evening on 16th Street Northwest in Canton. Police say it all started after they pulled over a couple of teenagers for not using their turn signal. Police later found bottles of alcohol and a gun inside the car. Now, according to reports, that's when an angry crowd started to gather and things got out of control. Now, you have to understand that this is a community already on edge after the death of Frank Tyson. Police say a 42-year-old man was swearing and threatening officers and also threatening the canine on scene. In the video, you do see officers struggle to cuff the man before taking him to the ground. The man is then on the ground with his hands behind his back. In the video, it appears the dog then clamps onto the man's arm. Eventually, the canine officer, Officer Nicholas Casto, pulls the dog off, and then the man is cuffed. Now, that 42-year-old man is facing several charges. He's been charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, obstructing justice, and making threats to a police canine.
The officer is Nicholas Casto, and he was placed on administrative leave while the inquiry into the incident north of downtown Canton, Ohio, is underway, according to a spokesman for the Canton Police Department. Now, the incident occurred after a traffic stop when authorities found an open bottle of liquor in a car that had been pulled over for taking a sudden turn to a curb, according to a police department investigative report. During the search of the car, officers found a gun under the car seat and placed both the driver and the passenger in handcuffs. A crowd had gathered in the neighborhood where the stop occurred and became combative with officers. Why would the crowd become combative? The report states that, and that they were ordered to leave the area. The report states that 2 men in the crowd allegedly threatened a police dog at the scene, and that Casto, the animal's handler, said one of the men had been warned enough and should be arrested. The Casto's body camera captured the man appearing to address the animal, but they're not clear what he said. Casto can be heard saying I'm about to put this guy in handcuffs. And he says, say one more thing to this dog. Huh? Say something else to my dog, punk. So he says, say one more thing to this dog. He heard saying on the video as he approaches the man who's standing in the front yard of a home next to children. The officer says, go inside or you're going to jail. Can't stand outside. And that's moments before Casto says that the man is under arrest for taunting the dog. Don't taunt my dog. Officers approached the man and appeared to be placing him in handcuffs or trying to place him in handcuffs. The author of the investigative report, who was at the scene, wrote that he saw the man immediately begin resisting when the officers approached. He always put that. He was resisting. The video shows 3 officers take the man to the ground while the man lies on the stomach with his hands crossed behind his back. And Casto can be seen approaching him as the dog repeatedly lunges toward the man's arms.
A Canton resident, Deladier Early, is talking about this.
I'm about to put this guy in cuffs.
This was the scene in the 1100 block of 16th Street Northwest in Canton Thursday night, involving police and residents, including 44-year-old Kevin Conver, who officers say was taunting their police dog.
Taunt the dog. Done. Move. Keep resisting. Stop resisting.
We're freezing the video here, but this went on for 15 seconds. The Canton police officer who deployed his K-9 is Officer Nicholas Casto. He has now been placed on administrative leave.
4 people were arrested at the scene, including the 2 men involved in the traffic stop and the 2 men from the crowd. The latter, the 2 men, were arrested on suspicion of disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstruction, according to the report. One of the men also faces charges of assault on a police officer. I wonder if that's the dog. The other was accused of making threats to a police canine. Sorry. A message left on a phone number listed for Casto was not returned. Of course not. The local police union did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Don't talk to those canine dogs. Hey, don't talk to my dog. Good boy. Good boy. His fangs were coming out. Oh, man. And, I feel for these dogs, too. I do. Because these canine dogs, they don't get to make a choice. They don't. They don't have a choice in what they do. If you tell a police officer to go into a dangerous situation, he may go, fire me, suspend me, I ain't doing it, Sarge. But if these dogs, you tell them to go into a dangerous situation, training and instinct, they're gone. And they could get shot, or severely injured, less lethal, whatever, but they don't have a choice. So I feel, man, they're being trained to me, and they say canine dogs are treated so well. I don't buy it. I think they're trained to be, I don't want to say the word, but you say it for me.